Not bad.
That's the Exotica, right?
Yeah, that was Exotica. We're live on Bit by Bit right now.
But not the YouTube. Oh, it says YouTube too.
Let me just check mine. Yeah, we're live on mine too.
Alright, what about the YouTube? It's not doing it on the Twitch, but I don't know if I really care about that much. Let's see. YouTube.com. Maybe there's a delay? Just link our link.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the bit by bit. Just did it automatically. Okay, I gotta change that.
I'm gonna do a tweet with us with the Bit by Bit YouTube and the Bit by Bit Exotica, and that's it. And then if you want to do more links, go ahead and I'll retweet.
I would just do bitbybit.tv/live, and then.
Well, I want to try to get people to Exotica.
I will eventually just make it to the Exotica channel. But at least for the time being, I think, because that will just direct the traffic immediately. I'm not sure. It's up to you. That's up to you.
Well, the idea is we want them on Exotica because we want to eventually be doing things like goals and tips and, you know, getting interactivity going.
I mean, honestly, though, like, do we really want to take tips on Exotica? Like, I'm down, you know, using the platform and all that stuff, but that's just, like, kind of like... I don't really,
Of course, man.
I don't really get the point for that.
Well, you're saying that to the wrong guy. I hope you understand.
Why is this not working? Settings. Oh man, this shit is so annoying. Settings. Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why.
I have the tweet ready. I can copy and paste it to you if you want to do it from the main account. And then I can just retweet it.
Uh,
I want people to see the Twitter account.
yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. I mean, I'll give you the Twitter account too. I feel like we should both have access to it.
Sure.
I gotta change the passwords and everything on them too. Let's see.
You can do it later. Do it next time. There's the text right there.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I don't mind taking donations on Exotica, but we better be doing some shit for that. Like, we gotta be making use of the platform. Otherwise, it's literally just YouTube.
Why do you think I keep telling you I want to have some kind of loose formatting?
Okay, well, I'm down with that. But
see,
also, if we're gonna be doing that, we might not want to be airing this shit on YouTube. If that's the case, if we got our shirts off, baby. If we're drawing, if we're drawing our abs in.
All I mean is when we just like hang out casual the entire time and we just play a random game and there's no timeline to the show at all. What happens is people go to watch the show on YouTube after, like not live, and they're like they don't know where to like skip to, like they don't know where to watch. They're just like, what is it? Like they just like they don't want to. It's like too much work to try to find what part of the content they might be interested in. And if they knew there was a format of some kind, like something we did in the beginning, something we did in the middle, something we did in the end, or some kind of aspect that repeated that they could expect, they would come back and and they would look for that aspect.
Okay, what are my, I don't know.
You're tweeting.
No, I got that, but what am I replying to? I don't understand what you're.
I'm just explaining. I'm just saying that we should try to come up with a little bit of a format.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Nothing I don't want anything rigid, just something.
I agree. Oh, no, I understand what you want. I actually don't necessarily agree on that, but we can do that. I don't mind.
I know you don't agree because we've talked about it before.
Yeah, we have talked about that. No, I like everything like much more like loose, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And just like let's like see where it goes.
I think if you want more people to listen and you want more of an audience, we have to
agree.
A little more formal.
I agree with you. Okay, so there's way too many characters in this. I don't know if I can like link all this shit.
It's perfectly tweetable.
I don't know. I'm trying to do it and it's not fucking working.
I'm gonna tweet it. You have 10 seconds.
You might want to because this is not working.
Okay, I'm tweeting it. Just retweet it.
I'll just have bit by bit.
Oh fuck! I didn't tag our Twitter account.
Jesus.
Because I made it for that account.
That's funny. I guess whatever. I don't know why it's not. It says -50, so yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
I don't know why it's being a dick.
Do you not have 280 characters?
No, I think I have to just retype everything in because these are like links and shit, and it's like, fucking annoying.
I should have. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so we're live, right? And
we are live.
You got. What are you showing on the video? Let's see.
I don't have anything. I just have
CryptoKitties
starting soon. I have to make sure my server information isn't going to be displayed to the internet.
I'll subscribe to our channel. Now we have 2.
There we go. The lonely 2. Let's make sure this is working. Okay, there we go. So here's the thing, and this is why I really wanted to actually do this a while ago, is because I did a little research into CryptoKitties, and I was kind of excited about it at the time. And now, I mean, everybody's kind of doesn't give a shit about this, but I still think it's something interesting.
It's really weird to me. Like, I felt like you were right, and I felt like there was some good hype, and like this was something that people were going to give a shit about for more than a week. But like, it went silent. Nobody's talking about it anymore. Did we miss the wave?
I don't know. I don't think the wave is over. I think that there's a problem with Ethereum, and I think that I was watching one of Chris's shows. He had one of the dudes from Ethereum on. He had an Ethereum developer, and the Ethereum developer came out and just said, he's like, look, CryptoKitties can't run on Ethereum, and Ethereum is not going to do anything anytime soon to make it run. So, and just like kind of left it open-ended. It was just like, yeah, like CryptoKitties can't, it's not going to fucking work. So,
but it's working, right? Like we're going to play with it today, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm hoping people come on here and they're like, "Yo, you gotta check this out." Like, "Oh, there's something rare about this." Like, if it's not something that people are really into at this point, then like I don't mind just dropping it because it's not.
Well, let's give them something to look at.
I'm on it right now. I don't know what you can see. I gotta make sure this is all working. I think we're here. We have 6 people.
Okay, I see. You're at the website.
We're at the website. I don't have any Ethereum.
The kitties are cute. I'm not gonna lie.
My kitties start meow. I like your the name
Show
of this
title?
episode. Oh, I didn't actually make the show title of the episode. I just said bit by bit episode starting soon. Let me actually change.
You can
that.
edit it later too.
That's true. But it's already started. Either way. So I did figure out one little thing that's interesting.
Okay.
Like if you look at the market, like how I like to approach these things, like what's for sale, what's the most expensive, right? Maybe this is a bad example. Hold on. What I noticed were the most expensive were the ones that had this like this little dragon print thingy. What is it called? Each of the CryptoKitties has like certain criteria.
Uh-huh.
And I think that this one here, this is one of them. This weird print on. Can you see the cursor on here? Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's Jaguar. These are
Cat
the ones.
tributes.
These are the ones that fucking sell a lot. The Jaguar.
Just because of the skin print, or because of the rarity of it?
I guess I don't know. It seems like the Jaguar ones sell the most.
I'm sure it has to do with the rarity.
Well, the rarity. So this is where the rarity comes from. So like they have parents. So like this Jaguar kitty, whatever, it has other things too. Like it has a Salvador Dali mustache, and then you can see the other like each of these things you can click, and then so like let's do Dali real quick. You can see all the cats that have Dali mustaches, and you can go for ones for sale or with siring. Siring is basically fucking. Like you can, you can fuck for money. They're basically just little kitty prostitutes that you're whoring out on the internet. They don't tell you that part about the game. This one's dope. Some of these things are dope. Like you can notice, like, oh, this one has like hair in the middle and like has like a fire tail, and you start noticing that there's like these like there are some very specific. Oh, there's some new shit going on
Genetic
here.
attributes.
Yeah, like I haven't seen this. This is some weird fucking like
hair.
I don't know. It's like some weird like Indian
But
design.
like, all right, so the way you play
attributes.
is you just you buy one, or how do you like spawn your game or spawn your account?
So I mean, you buy Ethereum, and this part you can't really see. I'm kind of glad because that way people will be able to see all my stuff. But you have to install MetaMask.
Uh-huh.
And then when you install MetaMask, you can send MetaMask some Ethereum.
And MetaMask is a browser-based Ethereum wallet?
I guess. I don't really understand what it is. All I know is that I completely reset my browser history, and it still kept everything except my password. And I had to type my password in again, and I was scared because I thought I lost my password.
Yeah, it's like a Chrome plugin. So it's like an application that requires the Chrome framework to be able to run. So it's basically a browser-based wallet.
Yeah, but
right?
I don't know where the private keys are stored. Like I don't know if they have them or if I have it or if it's just like in my. I don't know where the fucking key is. I know I can extract it, and I know that they gave it to me at one point. I didn't write it down, so you gotta be careful. Let me actually export the private key.
So you have some kitties. All right, so you sent the Ethereum in, and then what did you do? Like, did you buy a cat?
Well, I didn't do anything yet. I haven't done anything with this yet. But if you would send, no, I didn't get fucking. I mean, if we were gonna do it back then, I'd be really interested in doing it. But like, at this point, I'm like a little skeptical. Ethereum network doesn't even fucking run anymore. Although, here's the thing, though. I bet you if you bought CryptoKitties and like even only get 75% of what like you sold them or you bought them for, you're basically like getting zero, or like you're leveling out. So like there is some potential profit to be made. I mean, Ethereum went up a bunch since CryptoKitties.
But the point of the game isn't to make money necessarily.
Yes, it is.
Right? It's to collect them.
No. All this shit. Let's back up. The point of all this stuff is to make money. Like that's all this stuff is just money. Rarity is money, right? Like value is money. So these cats they have rarity. That means some of them are more valuable than others. That means some of them are worth more money than others. So this is just all money. Like there's no video game aspect except the fact that they fuck
basically like
and create more money.
Like trading. It's like trading in crypto securities, but for people who need pictures.
It's like if you could get an Amazon stock and like a fucking eBay stock, and then they could have sex and then make like another stock. But sometimes that stock might not be worth anything.
I always said there would be sex on the blockchain once.
This is it. Hold on, we have some people talking in the channel. Hey John, spent a lot of time fighting the BCH fanboys in RBTC. Good luck with that, guy. Not a fan of the coin. However, I think BTC is not in a good place right now and could really benefit from a 2 megabyte block size increase. Is Lightning Network needs a block size increase?
Did you know that SegWit did increase the block size, and the blocks are bigger.
Was
Except
it
that
1.8
I forget that the
roughly?
theoretical maximum is pretty high. I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
three point
I
something.
think it's actually
Like
like higher than that.
like at like full SegWit usage. But I'm speaking a little ignorantly. But the fact of the matter is the way SegWit works is essentially it's an additional block that was added that is an additional block space. So and the only way to utilize that extra space is to use SegWit. So the problem right now is partially that. SegWit isn't being widely adopted. The most major businesses that need it the most haven't implemented it, and some people think it's a conspiracy or because they wanted to let Bcash get through first and make money, and who knows what the reason is. But what we really need is users moving their coins into SegWit wallets and transacting via SegWit and sending to places that are receiving as SegWit. And if we complete this loop, we'll use that extra space and the fees will relieve a bit. Um, you know, increasing the block size by 2 megabytes isn't going to do anything, especially if we have, if the reason why we're congested is mostly because of an attack or a spam attack, which a lot of people suspect. We don't know how much of the traffic is, legitimate normal people just trying to send money to each other, and how much of it is actually miners spamming the blocks to be full to make it look congested. This is a low cost attack for them if they want to do this, especially if mining is too centralized, because they end up getting most of the fees back. So it wouldn't really matter whether we had 2 megabyte, 4 megabyte, 8 megabyte blocks on the most popular blockchain, because if people can afford to spam it, they will. So we really wanted to get things onto layer 2, and I'd like to see more people focusing on getting SegWit adopted, so that way we can continue and keep working on getting Lightning Network.
What is Lightning Network?
Usable.
I don't understand. Is that just like pruning?
No.
Okay.
It's a payment channel network, so it basically creates like a layer on top of Bitcoin, a whole separate network on top of Bitcoin in a way. And I'm definitely not the best person to answer this question. Maybe we should get a Lightning person on the show at some point, Jack Mallers or something like that.
It's just like off chain transactions, basically, right?
No, it settles to the chain. So it's like a super state. It's like saying, okay, this one Bitcoin transaction, I'm gonna do this whole separate like process where when I take this transaction, I'm gonna load up a channel with a certain amount of Bitcoin. I'm gonna stake this channel. Now, I'm sorry if I'm describing this wrong. I did not know we were talking about Lightning, and I did not prepare. But this is my asshole understanding of it. So you stake a channel, and this channel is basically you put your Bitcoin up. And there's more than one way to have a channel, and I'm going to say something wrong, and I'm sorry, but that provides the liquidity of the channel, and now you can have people enter this channel and transact with you. And when you transact with each other, you can do so cheaply or instantly or for free. I think it depends on what kind of channel you set up and whether you're running it as a hub or just a peer-to-peer channel. But you don't have to settle everything you do in that channel to the blockchain. You just have to. It has to all sum up, and then when you're done transacting, you settle it back into the normal Bitcoin transaction. So this allows you to create like a super state where you can have all kinds of transactions happening, and they don't get saved onto the Bitcoin blockchain. They just have to settle with each other, and then when you close the channel, it has to be the same amount of Bitcoin that comes out that went in.
So it's kind of like doing the transactions off the chain. Like I did a very crude example, but I think that's what I was
I
understanding.
wouldn't let you say it that way is because chain is a separate thing.
I got you.
Off chain is like Coinbase to coin. Like if you're a Coinbase customer,
okay,
you can send Coinbase to another Coinbase customer without using the Bitcoin blockchain.
That's an off-chain transaction because it's centralized.
Because they just change an entry in their database.
So then, is Lightning Network centralized by any means? I mean, for that like small case example that you're going to be.
No, because it's all voluntary. You choose what channel you enter. You choose, but like there's another aspect of Lightning where you're going to be able to create like sort of a network of channels, and you're going to be able to route your payments through channels. So imagine like a grid, say, of maybe hundreds of Lightning channels acting as hubs for each other, where you can hop, almost like a Tor network, where you can hop your transaction through the shortest possible, the cheapest possible route. So you know you want your money to go to a certain place, and then you can route that money through the Lightning Network to get it there, and never enter the Bitcoin blockchain. And you can just live in this super state of money, and then people will choose when they want to settle and close a channel.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, Chaz, I want to just correct you real quickly. Segwit is not ready to be implemented on the GUI. That's false. You can add Segwit addresses on the GUI. I just did it. It's not like a button, but you can just type the command in the console. It's very, very capable. It saves the address right into your Bitcoin addresses. It's like just like any other address. You just have to type the command in. It's just not a button. It's not like a graphically interfaceable button. You can do it though with the GUI.
Okay, you also don't have to use Bech32. You can use the normal addresses that start with 3. Sorry, we should say what he's saying. So Chaz says Segwit is not ready yet, though. The core wallet UI doesn't even generate Segwit wallets.
That is true. No, it does. It does though. That's false. What he's saying is false. It does generate a Segwit wallet. It doesn't do it by default.
It's not just, and core isn't the only wallet. There are a number of that you can use Segwit with. And then he continues to say, like, Electrum uses different Segwit addresses that aren't even compatible with some legacy wallets. He's referring to the newer Bech32 formatting, which has a new prefix to it, and it looks nothing like a normal address. And then he says, for example, my business uses Electrum to send Bitcoin. We cannot use the Electrum Segwit addresses because it uses Bech32, and some legacy wallets aren't compatible with it. You can use it because it doesn't matter whether the wallet is compatible. It matters whether Bitcoin itself is compatible. But when you use certain services, they're not going to show you the information you need. Like I think blockchain.info, for example, right now, if you look up a Bech32 address, it just doesn't even work. You're talking about, what you're saying about Segwit not being ready is inaccurate. It's that people haven't updated their software to fully utilize Segwit properly and render it and display it properly for their users. But there are some that are. Green address, you can use Segwit easily. Samurai wallet, you can use Segwit easily as well. And they also have all kinds of different settings where you can choose which BIP options to enable and disable, and you can make sure your change addresses are automatically Segwit, and you can fully use it. So this is really more about making sure that we start educating. If you have a business, educate your customers to start depositing with you using a Segwit wallet that is easy to use, even if it's not Bitcoin Core, or not Electrum or a mobile wallet, whatever. And then you, as a business, provide the service of generating Segwit deposit addresses and sending them out, sending out withdrawals via Segwit. So it's more just a propagation of the technology. And I think that as the more it propagates, the more we can utilize that extra block space that's already sitting there and not being utilized. I see we got some Pepes up here.
I was just cycling some Pepe. I feel like that might gain more
How
attention.
many, is it 30 series they're at now?
They
still issue them?
I'm still salty about it. I'm gonna have to talk to Sean about this. I'm gonna go to this rarefied digital art exhibit thing in New York City in January. I saw the link that Sean posted in the dojo, so I'm definitely gonna go do that, and I'm gonna have some words. I'm gonna have some words with the Rare Pepe community.
User entered your channel.
Okay, so what are we gonna do with
User
this?
left
Are we
your
gonna
channel.
Okay,
Sound muted.
say?
You broke up a little bit, and then also somebody was about to poke me on TeamSpeak. So what was that?
I said, are we gonna play with CryptoKitties? Are we gonna make any, or are we just surfing the website?
I was just gonna go through it and see if it's even worth it. I was kind of curious to see if people were what their strategies were. I mean, what is interesting to me is that there is a certain set of original. Oh, I just had one too. Shit, I just lost it. There's a certain set of original cats. This is Raspberry, and this is it's a Generation 0 cat. And
okay, so you do have some cats.
I don't have any of these cats. You can just see all the cats.
But it says your name right there, Uncle Muscles. Those aren't your cats? Go back.
No, I don't. No. Those are cats they were recommending I should buy. Which is crazy because I don't even understand how are they coming up with the algorithm that you should buy a fucking cat? I'm curious about that.
I don't know. I saw a post somewhere that was saying something on the day that CryptoKitties came out, the address that the CTO of the company controls was spamming kitty generation 27,000 times or something. And I don't know. I don't really know what all this means, but it just sounded kind of shady.
It doesn't sound. I mean, this game, there's nothing fair about it. But it's a trading card. Like when you buy fucking Magic cards, I mean, there is a a game that you can play with Magic, but like Wizards of the Coast or whoever the fucking company is, they own all the odds. They own all, like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like they can reprint. They have no. They try to respect rarity, but they eventually reprint everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they definitely. I like the aspect of putting these types of assets on a blockchain because you're already admitting that there's going to be a secondary market for this stuff. Like, there's an initial issuance of a certain price, and then you're saying.
But why does it need to be on a blockchain? Like, why can't you? Why can't?
Because you know how many are initially
created.
created.
But why couldn't I use like Tyrion to do this instead?
Maybe
and just be a centralized entity that hashes ownership to using timestamps or Tyrion stamps, and be a centralized company because it's the same thing. Like, why do I have to put every smart contract of every generation of every fucking kitty thing that happens on Ethereum, especially if Ethereum can't handle it?
Well, because that way you know exactly how. Like, it's better than a SQL database because then you know it's public and you know that things aren't being like falsified. But
if you can still control some sort of private key that it doesn't have to exist on the blockchain, then you don't need it. Like,
did you played CS:GO? Imagine Dota.
No.
Imagine like Dota skins. Like Dota skins come. Imagine there was like a certain rarity that come out with like loot boxes. Like they gave you a loot box and then there's like a super crazy Ricky skin that you can only get. But like there's a secondary market for that stuff. But if you can actually see how many the company are originally making from the first place, it gives you a better idea of what the actual value of that product is. Also, if you can see how many are being used and how many are actually being transferred around.
But the secondary market for Steam and for Valve itself, it's actually some kind of legal issue for them. Like, they start off where you have all kinds of like freedom and ability to like sell your shit, and then they keep restricting it more and more and more and more. And now, and like, you can't even like in the game, you can't even like click anywhere to sell your skin. You have to like go into Steam and like reload your inventory and do it all from like an ugly interface and a hard thing to use. And there's no like they remove all convenience of ability to sell, and they keep restricting your ability to trade. They keep restricting when you can trade, and they just restrict it more and more and more. So I feel like there are legal issues that companies have to deal with when they get into things like CryptoKitties that maybe CryptoKitties is ignoring or able to ignore because it's on the blockchain. I don't know. Maybe it's fine, and this is the way to do it. But there's some kind of issue there.
I agree. I think because like Steam or Valve becomes a bank, and that's not what they want. Like they're essentially issuing their own blockchains when they do this. Like every time, like Counter-Strike Go skins are essentially like a Bitcoin.
And I don't know. Yeah, I guess it would be cool if I could. It would be cool if I could trade my Dota skins freely without involving Valve whatsoever. If I could just say, "Hey, Devin, open your Dota wallet and let me send you a Ricky skin."
Yeah.
That would be. I would like that.
I think and I don't think there's anything wrong with like third-party services on the blockchain that like okay, we're making a free-to-play game, but like there this actually is a great model for free-to-play because there might be a certain amount of drops that you get from just playing free-to-play that are like super valuable. So just playing the game freely, like, you'll get the access to like these super rare items that you can just buy in the marketplace, but then also might have some type of resaleability. You know what I mean? Like maybe I don't want to keep this item forever. Maybe I want to be able to sell this like another new character that might want to use it for his build. I don't have to worry.
Getting into like gamification aspects. It's that if you allow people to be able to earn time rather than money, then you're talking about gamification. And if you let them transact with what they've earned with their time, then you're definitely you're adding value to the product and adding value to their time. So it's an obvious gamification. I don't see any gamification in CryptoKitties. I'm not sure why we even calling it a game.
Because they no, there's not. But this is still a great idea, and this is pretty much as far as they can go. This is like the precursor to like so much other technology that's going to come out. I mean, there's other things too. Rare Pepe existed, but like Rare Pepe is like doesn't have anything that the Pepes do with each other. Like these at least can fuck. There's actually a heritage of each of these cats. Like if I have this raspberry cat, and this was kind of a bad example because I kind of lost the one that I wanted.
Well, you could do this in Dota too, right? Like sometimes when you buy treasures, if you get duplicates, you can recycle them, and if you recycle 10 of them, you get another treasure.
Yeah,
And
but
and
that was to
it gives
deter
you
people
another
from using
chance
the
at a
Steam market.
rare. You know.
I feel like you guys are being too easy on core. Oh man, we got a shill in here. What's going on? If a noob uses the core wallet, then they would have no clue how to use a SegWit address. Chaz, what's your real name? Chaz. Chazzy.
Chaz, my homie.
Raj,
There's
come
no
on.
such thing as being too easy or too hard on core. It doesn't work like that. They're volunteer cooperative group of people that put in work whenever the fuck they want, and they put in whatever the fuck work they want. So we don't get a say. We have to just like their hierarchy, and if the product they end up releasing is the one that is the best, then people will use it. There's no being easy on them. There's no being hard on them. It's just, it is what it is. And if you want more than what's happening, then fucking go do more. You work on it, because it's not something anybody owes you. That's the whole awesome aspect of this. Because what it sounds like, is you want to be able to hold an individual accountable. You want somebody in control of the project, and that's not what I want. So I think that if you want the best for Bitcoin and you believe in Bitcoin, then just work on supporting the features that are there. Take a look at the roadmap, see whether or not that roadmap is in line with, say, your business interests, and if it's not, don't use it.
Don't use it, kid. Okay?
Same thing Roger says about Bcash. He's like, if you don't like it, don't use it. I sure as hell won't.
I talked about this earlier in my little Altcoins Anonymous thing. Like, I'm kind of on the fence about this. I know you're gonna hate me for saying this, but like, I think that why don't like let's is it there's no ethical or legal ramifications of spamming a blockchain, correct?
I'm not a lawyer, man. We'll have to get Jason on.
I'm very curious about this because I feel like
look, the way that the world tends to work is when you defraud people of value, you tend to get in trouble. And you can't live somewhere that isn't in a jurisdiction. Everywhere in the world has a jurisdiction of law. So if you live somewhere that you can get in trouble and you break a law of some kind and you make people lose money, then you can get in trouble. So it's just that we're in a new frontier as far as that. You can't harm Bitcoin. Bitcoin can't sue anybody. So it's a different dynamic. But if you go on TV and you say a bunch of lies about Bitcoin Cash, and it's shown that you have some kind of control about Bitcoin Cash development or Bitcoin Cash being listed on things, you're promoting it, you're the one actively managing the value of it, then you can probably get in trouble if you're deceiving people. No legal entity is going to be cool with you defrauding people and lying to them to get them to spend money on what you want them to spend money on, regardless of whether it's your product or not. And Roger did already kind of admit that it's his project.
So my point is that what happens if it actually is better? What happens if they spam Bitcoin Cash in an ethical manner? Because I'm not trying to say let's go hack fucking Bitcoin or whatever the hell that is going to get me sued by whoever. But let's just say that there's an ethical way to put an incredible amount of transactions on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain and test it. What if the transaction costs are less? What if Bitcoin Core is just slacking?
I mean, no. I mean, the thing is it doesn't. There's not that much theory required to refute that what if.
So why? That's what I'm saying. Why not just do it?
It's pretty simple. It just works like this. You can have the blocks be as big as you want, but the bigger you make them, the longer they will take to propagate, and the more difficult that database is to use as a business. It requires more server resources to parse the database and use it for a customer base example. So the bigger you make the blocks, the more unwieldy the coin becomes. And the only reason why it doesn't look that way now with Bitcoin Cash is because nobody's actually using it. If people go and actually use Bitcoin Cash, fill those 8 megabyte blocks, and now you have businesses actually running Bitcoin Cash nodes to be able to provide, say, a full wallet service, say for Exotica, you have to have a much more powerful server. You have to have, just in general, more money to be able to run Bitcoin Cash at actual usage. So the trade-off here isn't whether or not it's outright better or outright worse, or whether or not it works. It's going to work, but you're talking about a centralization trade-off, and this is something very core to what makes Bitcoin valuable. If you start to compromise centralization, then you start to make it controllable. And right now, Bitcoin already has a centralization issue with mining, and now Bitcoin Cash, this is like exacerbated like exponentially. All of the things that are different about Bitcoin Cash's code. You know, not having SegWit, therefore there's still malleable transactions and there's still ASIC boost. Resetting the difficulty, so now work can be reused from higher difficulties. The way that they do EDA and the difficulty adjustment, making it so miners can just come back and forth off of Bitcoin at their own convenience whenever Bitcoin Cash is profitable, reap the cream, and then leave again. It makes it unreliable as far as when block times will happen. The fact that even more of the centralized on Bitcoin are it's even a higher concentration of them on Bitcoin Cash. So now, if they ever need to or ever want to, they can basically spam that shit for free. There's just way too much miner control. There's way too much miner influence on that chain, even compared to Bitcoin. So you're already saying, if you prefer Bitcoin or Bcash, you're already saying that you prefer a totally miner controlled environment. You prefer a totally centralized environment. They didn't even have to get to the point where people were filling their blocks yet to get there. They started that way. And imagine if the blocks get full, it's only going to be worse. They're going to get to like the thing where Craig Wright was talking about, oh, it's going to, so what if it costs $20,000 to run a node? It will get there. Like we couldn't, Bitcoin Cash at full usage, we couldn't even run that for Exotica deposits. We'd actually have to have a higher spec server. We'd have to have multiple servers. It'd have to run on a separate server from the application. It would just be a totally more expensive infrastructure.
It's funny. He's saying that he sold all his Bcash.
Who's this guy?
Chazzy.
Can't sign up for an account. You should be able to.
Well, I think we're going to find out. I mean, I think it's kind of clear that Roger wanted to do this for his own personal benefit, not because Bitcoin is going to become better, and not because Bitcoin Cash is better than Bitcoin. But like,
I don't know what we're going to find out.
What if, here's the thing, like, if he's right, we'll find out. If you want to buy Bitcoin Cash, that's up to you. If you want to sell your Bitcoin Cash, that's up to you. Like, anybody can create any money out of thin air at this point. If you want, all you have to do is change one fucking letter in the Bitcoin code, and that's it. You've now successfully forked Bitcoin. You've now created wealth out of nothing. If you can find some people to mine your shit, congratulations. You possibly could propagate this and convince other people to buy your coin, or maybe use it with their businesses or something like that. Here's the thing that kind of worries me. What if other companies, and it doesn't really worry me, but what if other companies really are going to provide liquidity in Bitcoin Cash? Because then you're going to have people who are actually trading their Bitcoin for Bitcoin Cash, so they can trade their Bitcoin Cash for cash, like real cash.
I mean, you've already got people adding more, support in the business infrastructure.
Well, Coinbase, obviously.
They're doing it before they're doing SegWit. This is obviously, centralized entities Bitcoin is always going to be their biggest problem. And that's how Bitcoin is working. If they're adding coins because they're easier, or they're adding coins because, Roger's marketing is good, and so that makes them feel like they should add the coin, then this is all centralized, buddy stuff. It's not actual crypto that people can rely on. It's going to be stuff that gets censored. It's going to be stuff that eventually, like I was listening to Jameson Lopp today. He had a little debate on a show, an obscure show that it was a pretty good debate, though. Other than that, they gave Roger too much time to talk without rebuttal. But he was basically explaining how what was he saying? Shit, I had a brain fart. Oh, how if you have a coin that's centralized like Bcash, eventually you can get to a point where they're really against high fees, right? So if they don't let the fees replace the mining reward, eventually they're going to have to pay the miners with something. So it makes that chain way more likely to introduce inflation. And if the chain is very centralized, they can reduce inflation in such a way that most people won't even know they did it, because it'll only be like miners that run nodes, and they'll make the rules, and then and all the users will run SPV wallets, and they won't even know what the fucking rules are. So it's just not the path of how Bitcoin was designed and how it was meant to be, and it's only linear scaling in the first place. They have no actual real roadmap. They have no real plan for doing, for actually competing with Bitcoin. It's just marketing. It's just FUD. It's just Roger loading up a big fat fucking bag of Bcash, and he's gonna and he's gonna hold that bag. And he's going to hold that bag for as long as he can. And whenever you're buying, he's going to be selling. And whenever you're selling, he's going to be buying, because he just has to wait however many years it takes for him to unload that bag at cheaper than he paid for it. But it's a big bag, and it's going to take him a long time, and he's going to be bitching about this stuff on TV for a long time.
I don't know. Well, CNBC was grilling him today. He said people are going to start... This is what I was trying to remember, too. I was saying this in my podcast, and I couldn't remember what the fuck he was trying to say. He said that fucking people are going to stop holding their own coins and keep it on exchanges. Which I thought
he
was
was telling them to do it. He was
saying,
saying, make sure you load your Bitcoin on exchange before there's a mass exodus, just so you don't have to wait, because the blockchain is going to be full, and you're going to be freaking out trying to sell your Bitcoin.
Exactly.
This is like the epitome of FUD, man. Like, keep your Bitcoins on exchange. You're going to have to sell them. At any moment.
Exactly. Yes. Oh man, I love it though, because that is honestly, that is exciting. Like, that's why people are so worried about pulling the trigger. Like any type of trader. I mean, that's the same type of adrenaline that you're riding. Like when you're gonna buy or sell, it's like you're kind of worried about what people are doing, and like that's kind of like what people are like. Everybody all of a sudden is able to gamble on Bitcoin, and so like I feel like now it's so easy for any of these like alternative coins like forks or like Bitcoin Cash or whatever just to come in, and like it's not gonna be the only one. You're gonna see more of this stuff, I believe. Maybe not, but I do feel like it's gonna be very easy for these. I mean, you're already seeing Coinbase like adopt new developers. I wouldn't be surprised if like Bitcoin Gold is the next one that they add.
Ah, come on.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
It won't be Bitcoin Gold. It'll be...
How many people have Bitcoin Gold on
like
Coinbase?
Ripple, or it'll be something more, aged.
Bitcoin Gold is... I was going to be the last person to ever... First of all, I'm not pumping Bitcoin Gold.
Didn't Bitcoin Gold have like malware in it or something?
I wouldn't be surprised if like there's numerous fucking weird stories that revolve around that. Any type of GPU miner you're going to have an issue with. But I think it's actually supported by another exchange or two or something like that. Somebody mentioned that at some point or another. I think it was on John Seth's podcast.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, we're never gonna be able to expect these exchanges to like operate ideologically. They're always gonna look for where the volume is. So, and they're centralized entities. They're trying to make money. It's hard to blame them for that. We're past that point. So they're gonna list whatever the fuck they want to list.
How did Coinbase get around? Like, okay, because Coinbase is like one of the few companies that has a New York bit license, and like I only pay attention to this shit because I live in New York City. So, how the fuck does Coinbase start adding random coins? Because like I was under the impression that like,
well, they have a lot of money, man. They have a lot of money. They do their best to just cover their ass, and they haven't yet been tested yet. They haven't been put to the test. The only test they've been put to so far is with the IRS wanting, all the information of the customers. And they did fight that, and they eventually kind of lost. They didn't give up all the customers, but they gave up the only ones that mattered. So,
I don't fault them for that either. I kind of find, like, I know that there's, like, they have some shady history, but for the most part, they kind of, like, do everything pretty correctly. Like, I don't see what people are expecting.
That's not true. I mean, look at the Bcash release they did. Look, they've been sitting on the customers' Bcash for months. They've been sitting on not implementing SegWit for months. And now they say all of a sudden, surprise, we have opened a Bcash market. There's no Bcash, nobody has Bcash in Coinbase, so now all of a sudden there's like zero liquidity. Everybody rushing to buy Bcash, and all the all the people that have Bcash sitting there waiting to be released on Coinbase are watching the price go to 9,000 and they can't sell. Like, what kind of fucking release is this? Like, it's obnoxious.
Well, I mean,
it was all
that's
for hype.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at least they're giving people back their coin, their big cash. Like, some people aren't even doing that.
You can't really say that till they do it, right?
Well, from what I understand, they just did.
No, they didn't give anybody their Bcash yet.
Oh, people can just buy and sell it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right?
That is weird. They released it everyone right before the GDAX opening. So they gave okay, so they did. Mike says no, they did. They relinquished everybody's Bcash.
They released the Bcash to everyone yesterday?
Yeah. Because people were trading that shit for $9,000. This is what I don't
No,
understand.
but when it was trading for 9,000, they hadn't released.
No, they closed the exchange.
They opened the market 2
closed
days
it
ago.
like minutes after they opened it. Like minutes, because they fucked up. And I think the reason they fucked up is because it was like people didn't realize that it was fucking something else different. I think people were buying it thinking that Bitcoin was on sale.
I think so. I think that's part of it too. Did you see the fucking? Did you see the GBT? You know what GBTC is?
No.
Okay, so GBTC is the listed. It's Bitcoin listed on the stock market pretty much. Barry Silbert has his like second market. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't heard about this.
All right, let me go back. So Barry Silbert has like a separate kind of exchange that he created before he was involved with Bitcoin called Second Market.
Okay.
It kind of got famous and it got well used because they were a place that people used to be able to trade their equity in Facebook before Facebook IPO'd, and this was kind of like his specialty. He like would get pre-IPO shares to be able to be traded on a market.
Whoa.
And
okay. Gotcha.
So it was a kind of lucrative thing, and it worked out well for a lot of people, and it still exists as far as I know. I don't follow it, but he eventually got something called BIT listed on there, which is basically Second Market's way to have Bitcoin be a product. So you can send Bitcoin to Second Market, they convert it into BIT shares of the same relative amount of Bitcoin.
So it's like
and people and trade it
like a Bitcoin tether.
Sort of, but then it extends from there. So the BIT product can only trade on Second Market. It can't trade on normal, Wall Street brokerages and exchanges. So he filed with, I don't know, the SEC or wherever he needed to file with to be able to make a new product that says that GBTC trades in holdings of BIT. So now people can convert their Bitcoin to BIT, and then once it sits in BIT for 1 year, they're allowed to convert BIT into GBTC, which is GBTC is a product that is actually listed that you can purchase through your brokerage. Like you can go in your Fidelity account or your Ameritrade account, and you can buy GBTC. And so there's like this huge delay in from converting your Bitcoins from Bitcoin to BIT to GBTC. And it takes a year.
Jesus.
But this product is listed and you can buy it. But the product is 1/10 of a Bitcoin in denomination, less yearly fees. You have to pay fees for this product and for management of this product. And the price actually hit the equivalent of $35,000 this week for Bitcoin. And so, you know how we topped at around 19 or 20 on most exchanges? Well, this week it hit 35,000 for GBTC.
Okay, but so that's a year out.
But remember, it's listed at no, it's not a year out. It's now. It's what it's worth now. It's a year back. In other words, you can't convert them into this. You can't add new liquidity into GBTC instantly. You have to. If you want to sell your coins through GBTC, you have to wait a year. But the point is, it's listed at 1/10 of a Bitcoin. So the actual price peak was about $3,500. And it's funny because that's about the price of Bitcoin Cash right now, and so I'm wondering how much market confusion is actually going on here. You have people buying stocks that just have blockchain in the name now, and so they see a GBTC and they say, oh, it's something to do with Bitcoin. Oh my God, it's Bitcoin, but it's only $3,500. It's Bitcoin on sale, or is
Yeah.
it Bitcoin Cash, or is Bitcoin Cash Bitcoin on sale? And you've got all this like confusion just because people are allowed to list things that aren't actually Bitcoin.
Fucking bootleggers. It's like bootlegging. Fucking. That's so crazy. It's all bootlegging. That's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been saying for like 2 years now that I should just convert Bitcoin into GBTC because the premium has been there for so long. There's always a premium there. It's always like 10 to 50% more expensive than buying regular Bitcoin. But I think the reason is because there are some people who don't like to pay their taxes. And on GBTC, you're never going to get away without paying your taxes. So even if you sell at 50% premium to Bitcoin on open market or local Bitcoins or something like that, you're going to be forced to pay this capital gains tax rate for your profits, which is a pretty hefty chunk, especially depending on your income range. I think you're going to end up paying anywhere from, I think the lowest you can get down to is like 25% if it was a long-term investment, and then 35, 40, 50. I think people in New York pay out the ass for taxes. I don't know all the details of it, but that's probably the reason why there's a premium on GBTC.
Man, I don't get it. I don't understand how people have such difficulty buying Bitcoin, and then how it becomes so convoluted, and that it creates all these like other external markets.
Yeah.
But then I guess Coinbase just existed recently, so like I don't really know. Like, when did Coinbase come about?
When did they start?
Yeah.
Like 2013, 2012?
My account dates back, I think, to 2014.
I know. I mean, I was kicked off by then, I think. So, let's see. I have a funny post I want to show you. Maybe you can pull it up.
I like how much we talked about CryptoKitties.
Yeah. Well, we did try to get I did ping them to come on the show. They could have represented themselves. They could have pumped their shit. They could have been
one of them waved at you. I saw a wave on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, so what?
So fucking what? Oh man. I'm actually down to talk about exactly what we're talking about, and I feel like eventually that's kind of how content. Like,
I mean, we always talk about whatever the fuck you want. We never talk about the game anyway. So.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, but I mean.
But usually people have something to watch at least.
What do you guys think about Wolong?
Pull that link up on your browser if you can. Just sent it to you in Discord.
Discord.
Just so you can see the age of Coinbase.
Okay. For shares in Coinbase.com.
So this was when was this post? March 24th, 2013. So in 2013, Coinbase existed as a fledgling company. I don't know how many people. It was probably just a handful of people. But there's this guy here. I think he was fairly well known at the time. I don't know who he is or who he is now. But this guy Puik, who's selling, he's selling his shares in Coinbase, and this is before anything notable had ever happened to them. This was when Mt. Gox was still the shit, and everybody thought they were the future.
Man.
The old days.
Well, Coinbase isn't ever going to get shut down. Like, let's put that. Like, that's not ever going to happen.
No, I actually think that Coinbase is going to be a major asset to the government. There's no way they're going to get shut down.
Exactly. I feel like they're 100%. They're an asset to the government. Like, they are going to be an instrumental tool in fucking everything.
The bigger Coinbase gets, the more the government is going to like them. It's as simple as that.
I don't know if that's really. I don't know if that's a bad thing. Once again, like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing for people who only want speculative exposure to Bitcoin. If you actually want to use Bitcoin, it's a horrible thing. You don't want to go anywhere near it. And the horrible part about it for you is that even whether you use Coinbase or not, Coinbase is allowed to taint the chain significantly with all the people who do use it. So they're able, chain taint exists off the chain. It exists via people like Coinalytic companies, people like Jeff Garzik, do this kind of thing, and his companies. I actually think it's one of the biggest reasons they do forks at all. I think you can see this with the. Let's talk about United Bitcoin. Have you heard of this? Pull that up. Pull that up.
United-Bitcoin, right?
I don't remember the URL. I'm sure it'll be the first thing to come up if you search it.
I just heard this is on. They were just talking about John Seth's World, I believe.
Oh yeah.
I hope this doesn't get some fucking porn site, please.
Oh, let's see.
Oh yeah, UB.com.
Exorhythm, secrets to.
Holy shit! Yeah, he was talking. He was like, because fucking.
Yeah, UB.com. That was.
Dante was saying this is probably worth like $10 million easily. And I would totally fucking believe him. Like UB.com, just because like the link shorteners would want this fucking website.
I can tell you, I know someone with a 2-letter. He has a 2-letter domain that's better than this one, and I think the offers that he gets are more in the $2 million range.
No, 10 million. He said what is that? 7
It's
figures?
all about demand, right? Like if there are people will get whatever they can sell it for, right?
He said tens of millions. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, and
but
I believe both.
I know someone with a 2-letter.com, and he's only ever getting 2 million range offers as far as I know.
Okay, so it's less. Oh, I thought you were saying he's getting more than that. Gotcha.
It just depends on how much they need it, right?
This website's beautiful, by the way.
Yeah. But anyway, so the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I was talking about tainting the chain, and this United Bitcoin, they're saying that they're gonna, if you don't move your coins, you're not gonna get coins on their fork, and it's like nobody is gonna want to use this fork. There's no purpose for it other than to get.
Okay.
The only reason they're doing this is to get people to move Bitcoins around. They want to learn more information about the chain. They want to learn more information about wallets. They want to get. This is what I think a big part of all the forks is they want to get people to move their shit so they can learn more about the chain.
I agree. I 100% agree. It's like conspiracy.
I made a tweet yesterday or the day before that said Bitcoin is the only phenomenon where Occam's razor shaves everything but conspiracy.
I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that.
In other words, Bitcoin is the only thing where conspiracy is actually a simpler answer than other answers.
Oh yeah. Okay, 100%, definitely. Yeah, it totally makes a lot of sense. Like, I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, why not just implement a bunch of forks so that way you can see, like, who wants the value and then you can basically trade. Like, if I can see that one person has the same address in one cryptocurrency, then they send it to another address, another cryptocurrency, I can basically kind of figure out. It's like metadata. Like,
you
blockchains
are
exactly metadata.
It allows you to triangulate people.
Yes.
Basically.
It's funny. I wonder if Satoshi will ever use his shitcoins.
Well, that's what I was going to say too. Is we all like to think that Satoshi is a hero. Satoshi, I guess you're supposed to say it. Either way, I'm saying Satoshi.
I say Satoshi.
He's supposed to be. He's our little hero. He's Roger's hero. Nobody hates Satoshi, right? So, suppose Bitcoin Cash becomes really a real evil thing, and it totally starts killing Bitcoin, and Satoshi says to himself, "I'm gonna sell my Bitcoin. I'm gonna suppress the price, and I'm gonna fucking kill this motherfucker." Well, maybe that's exactly what they want. Maybe they want to know who Satoshi is, and they want to figure out the most provocative thing to get him to move those coins.
I don't think he's not known. I think he's very well known. I don't think it's possible for him not to be known.
I think if he were well known, we would know.
No,
I think it is possible that he's known, but that's not the point of the conversation.
No, but yeah, I agree with what you're saying. But I think it's not Satoshi that they're after. I think they know who he is. I don't think that there's much of a question about that.
Maybe they just want him to move the coins so people dump. Like whatever reason it is.
I think they want to. I think they want to trace coins in general. I don't like Satoshi. I don't think is the target just because, like, if you.
I think every Bitcoin that hasn't moved is the.
If you were a server operator at Google and were able to like trace back any type of historical evidence to like imagine Satoshi typed in his fucking address into Google browser by accident. That's going to be the first string of that length and that type of those types of like that algorithm for a string ever on the internet. You're going to see that come up around him. Like you're gonna be able to trace that. Like maybe it's not public
I don't
knowledge.
even know if there were block explorers that existed.
No, it's not about a block explorer. It's just literally him. It's him mistyping his own address or somebody else's address into an Internet Explorer.
I don't
window.
know, man. We're talking about these are like this is supposed to be supposedly the cypherpunks. You know,
Maybe
people. Why Die and all these people that were supposedly around working on Bitcoin in the beginning. These are, if there were anybody that knew how to cover their ass, it was these guys. These were cryptographers. Like let's not like
That's true.
forget that.
I mean, for the most part, we all don't know who it. I mean, I don't think is anybody really claimed to know who Satoshi is. I don't feel like they would really even do that because they're probably trying to protect his identity. So why bother?
I don't know. I honestly don't care. I hope he never surfaces, and I just don't.
It doesn't matter really. But
I don't like people using his words as gospel. I don't like people talking about his vision. It annoys the fuck out of me.
Well, I mean, let's be clear though. He is the largest majority stakeholder in all cryptocurrencies for the most part.
We don't even know. What if he doesn't even have the key?
We don't know that. We don't know that. Yeah, it's 100% true. Yeah, like I don't know that he doesn't. Like he may have been hit in the head and doesn't know that he's fucking Satoshi. We don't know. But I do think that the government knows. I think it's almost impossible for them not to know. They're too good at that shit like that. Even in most hacking situations, like they know.
Dan Emmons having trouble making Exotica. I'm wondering. I've never seen this bug before. I'll look at it later, but I'm wondering if maybe you have some kind of like a blocker or something, because that window has Google authentication requirements for captchas. So you might be blocking something that it's not loading the full
and it
page.
doesn't show the captcha immediately. Like they need to work on that. Because I fucking sometimes I'll type in my password and then I'll hit enter and then it'll reset the page.
Oh yeah.
Ask me for my captcha and then have to retype the password and it's like, oh come on, but that's all right.
I'm sure you learned after a few times.
Yeah, after. There'll be updates, I'm sure. Very vast improvements.
Let's see. Now he has.
Are we good to go for a bit still? Because I'm down to go for a bit also, but I wouldn't mind taking like a 2 or 3 minute break. Maybe if people want to kiss their loved ones multiple times or something like that. I don't know if you want to do that or not.
Yeah, Dan, if you're still listening, I just clicked on register now, in a browser with no plugins, and it works perfectly fine. So make sure you're using Chrome, and make sure you're not blocking stuff that will block captchas from Google.
Yeah.
And try again.
Any thoughts on Wolong or nah? Yo, yeah, he asked about this before. Connor Connor Michelini asked, do you think about Wolong or no?
I was never tightly into these pump group, shitcoin Twitter legends. Wolong seems to be somebody people give a shit about. I don't. I'm not really
Who's
worried
that?
about.
Who's Wolong?
As far as I know, he was someone who did like shitcoin pumps back in the day or something. I don't know. And he's recently been like making cryptic tweets about stuff, like he's doing a comeback or something. I don't know. He's probably just some normal trader that has never left all along, and he's just resurrecting his old account.
Or probably sold and is gonna fucking sell links to his Discord.
Who knows?
And then make money like that.
It's not really my area, my interest either.
There's so much money to be made out here. Like, all you have to do is pretend like you fucking have an idea, and if you know how to implement that,
hey, if you're willing to
knowledge is
scam and
rare.
you're willing to be a hypocrite, there's all kinds of.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know. Do these people really not realize that they're just full of shit? Are they just like?
I think they don't care. It's the same. It's just like Coinbase. Coinbase doesn't care whether or not Roger's full of shit. They care whether or not they're going to get volume if they list Roger's coin. And it's the same thing with traders. They don't care whether or not IOTA is actually a better design than Bitcoin. They care whether or not the narrative is strong enough to make it pump. And then it becomes this collective, pump, this collective like mini Ponzi. And they all agree on it. Most of them, I think, know that there's not really anything good, but they actually. Even though they know, they still like kind of let themselves believe just to be able to take the position. And then, they start saying, "Oh, what do you guys think about IOTA? Maybe it's cool. This Tangle thing might be onto something." And they just start buying. They even start buying the narrative with Bcash. You have people that know they really know better. They know what the real deal is with Bitcoin and why Bcash is bullshit. But then like the narrative just becomes so strong. The price starts pumping. Roger is on TV every day. He's on interview on this, on that, and it's like, and it starts to become really hard to deny it.
Somebody just asked me for a Discord link. You don't want to have people on talking to us, do you?
I mean, if we want to do it as a call-in format, there's a question they want, or they want to have a conversation and then sign off, fine. But hanging out, how are we supposed to do a show if there's all kinds of people hanging out?
Oh, that's fair enough too. Someone just asked, or Dan asked about the Discord link. I don't know, Dan, if you're listening, I don't know if it was the instant one or not.
Dan Anderson or somebody else?
Dan Anderson, yeah.
Get him in here.
So I just asked. You're like, fuck that. No, people can't fucking hang out in here, okay? Jesus Christ.
Dan.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't want people. No, the whole point, like, so what I was trying to set up with the Discord was having it so there's a live channel that, you know, we can sit in, and then we might have like a moderator. I was maybe going to do this for Juncess World. I was going to moderate, and like I wouldn't even really talk on the show, but I would bring people in and out and try to figure out if they have good questions.
I still meant what I said. You know, if we have a guest and they're going to participate in the content, fine. But we don't want like 20 people hanging out in Discord and talking over each other.
No, I totally agree about that. Eventually, though, I do think I want something like that. I like that idea.
We can do that as a different idea, sure. I mean, it's like Whale Club.
Yeah, well, see, I don't know about Whale Club. I kind of need to start figuring out about Whale Club. Like,
remind me later. We'll go and hang out in one of these things.
I'm very skeptical.
We'll raid
to go
Whale
there.
Club. Maybe we should record that too.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That'd be the best fucking content. Oh my god.
Well, Whale Pool. Actually, I'm banned from Whale Pool. I'll have to make an account or something.
Okay, so let me just check this Discord link real quickly, just for Dan. Yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into the content. Appreciate it. If you guys are new, which would mean every fucking buddy here because we just created the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate the support.
Yeah. We've been streaming on my channel and Devin's channel, Exotica, all many places we can, but we're trying to get people to follow. We made an official Bit by Bit Twitter, Bit by Bit TV. We made an official Bit by Bit website, bitbybit.tv. At the Bit by Bit website, you can do donations and whatever the fucking shitcoin you dream. All the money is going to be used to either making the show better somehow or bringing you new content. If we get enough money, Dev and I will fly to conferences and piss people off and stream it. Or we'll just get green screens and better cameras or whatever. But it's all going to go to the show. So please.
Yeah, I want to do live content, so donate.
And also, we have a Bit by Bit channel on YouTube, and we'd like people to just subscribe to that so we can get everything kind of in one place, and eventually just have it be only on that channel and only on Exotica, or eventually we'll have an Exotica that isn't just cam girls. So, yeah, follow our shit, please. Donate if you want us to do dumb shit.
Yes, please. I cannot figure out why... Hidden, use copy button. Set this link to never expire. I'm now going to post the Discord into the chat.
Okay.
Feel free to join it. No one should be able to talk by joining this Discord, but you're now able to join the Discord if you'd like. I don't know if that will work though, so we'll see.
Do we have any like shady conversations we have to delete? Or is that just between
on Discord?
me and
No, we haven't even spoken on there.
Okay.
All those dick pics are just personal.
All I see here is Bitcoin just joined. Can I get a heal?
That's what. Yeah, it says you said that to me. Bitcoin error log just joined. Can I get a heal? That's you. Customize this appearance. Global settings, social links. And it's listed as the phone number. We don't have a phone number here. But we do have a Discord. So if you see the phone link on our page, that's what that is. I wonder if the chat's actually working. I have the Restream chat set up.
Let's see who is...
No, that says Uncle Muscle, so that's not good.
What? you.
I think no, I'm on. That's not right.
Is Dan coming?
Oh, I didn't realize that this was on the main page. I don't know. I don't think so. I posted the link in the main thing, and then I just doxed my own. I just doxed the Bit by Bit website, so we'll have to see how that worked out.
Where did you do this?
I just on the stream.
It's
okay. It should be all right.
Yeah. So yeah, show everybody the site. There it is. You got all the links for social media in the bottom. You got your shitcoin donation links. Links for all the videos we've done so far. Oh, did she show them the t-shirts? Go for it. Pump it.
Where's the t-shirt? On the Bit by Bit
How you doing, man, with Monero apparel sales?
Pretty good, actually. I mean, much better than I fucking thought I would. Every time there's a tweet, it always helps, so thank you. But
no problem.
Big shout out to all the people who actually buy this shit. There's going to be some new shit coming out.
Messages from people. They send me themselves. They show me when they get the shirt orders, and they're thrilled. So
Theo Goodman was the first one to send me a link of him with the shirt on, and I really enjoyed it. I was trying to get him to post a comment somewhere, and I don't know if he did or not, but I wanted to retweet that.
I've been meaning to do one. I want to do a Stupotica one with me flipping off the camera, but I just haven't been lazy.
I'm gonna buy a bunch of shirts, and then I'm gonna go to this conference in January, and I'm gonna wear one of them.
Yeah, I decided I'm not going to that one. I'm gonna go to. You sure?
You just broke up. No, I'm going to the rare. Thank you, Frederica, my friend. Thank you. Cool. Let's leave this now. Don't forget to donate, boys. We can get off of here. Go back to CryptoKitties.
Yep. Get your Bit by Bit t-shirt.
I should just do CryptoKitty t-shirts.
Yeah, let's see if they sue you.
Oh man.
I mean, you are kind of lucky. You're doing a lot of like branded shirts, and nobody's giving a shit.
No, I've asked everybody. The only person I didn't ask first.
Well, that's what I mean by that's what I mean by lucky too. Is like they're just like people just don't care because nobody wants to like make shirts. So
because I think most people realize that they've created their logo through some illegal means. So like they don't even know much about trademarking or any of that stuff. But that's okay. The only one I didn't ask permission prior to making this shirt, and I feel bad about this, was the Church of Blurk.
Oh yeah.
But I thought that was a Mike and
just
Space
give them
thing.
They're a nonprofit anyway. Just give.
Well, they're a nonprofit, but also the shirt I made, which shout out to Jason, he made an incredible logo. If you take a peek at that logo,
I don't think I've seen it.
It's really fucking ugly, but it's so ugly it's perfect. Like it's like the way that it's designed.
Show it.
Yeah, let's look at the Church of Blurk real quickly. Oh my fucking god, man.
Yeah, let's talk about Church of Blurk.
Church, I didn't know.
They don't get any coverage.
Yeah, please guys, please support Church of Blurk. I mean, they're just doing great things right now. They're really just.
They have a website.
They do have a website. I'm on it right now.
They're not screaming.
So they're. Where's the? Oh, did he change it? Oh no! Don't change it.
You're not streaming it, or am I looking at the wrong thing?
I think you're looking at the wrong thing.
My feed wasn't live.
Oh, okay, no. Okay, so this is. The logo he actually has is really nice, but then he has this other one. If you look at it, where there's like a tagline underneath that says "Believe in random kindness," and then the orange melts into like the blurk part of it. So when I saw that, I was like, "That's so fucking funny." So I just recreated that in like a super large, like it's in an Illustrator. So like if you want, you make a huge billboard.
Do they have like a write up as to what Church of Blurk is somewhere on the website?
Yeah.
I want to explain it, but maybe they explain it better. Pull up the write up.
See, I don't know. Oh, man, from what I understand, this is real.
No, it is real. That's why I want to explain what it is, but they explain it themselves.
Can you? Because I always thought this was a joke.
No, it's not, man.
It's not a fucking joke. It's real.
This is actually real.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so
that made me feel even worse because like I didn't realize that this was like not a joke. Like
that's why I said to give him the money. If you sell, send him the money.
Yeah, no, I don't. I haven't sold any, but so as far as everything goes, I recreated. If you look at his Church of Blurk logo, it's kind of a low resolution. I had to go in to the Bitcoin address and recreate the QR code
Mm-hmm.
and then remake the entire logo. So I made like a higher quality version of the logo he already did, which he probably already has also. I don't really know. But
Yeah.
if he ever wants a billboard of the International Church of Blurk.
So the Church of Blurk is made by Jason Cyber and his wife or girlfriend and maybe some other people too, but made by Jason. And Jason is the guy that defended Trendon Shavers
Yes.
in the SEC case for his Ponzi scheme, allegedly, or whatever. And he is a lawyer and he does a show, broadcasts on Exotica, and he talks about legal stuff to do with crypto. But anyway, he had this idea where he basically made a religion. He made a nonprofit as a religion, and they accepted his application. And basically, it's sort of like run. I don't know if he has the blockchain aspect implemented yet, but it's sort of run like Dash, where there's master nodes, and in order to you have to be a certain kind of donor to be able to run a master node. And and essentially the whole thing is just a way to have a blockchain religion, and they actually go out there and they do charitable work. They flew out to these places affected by hurricanes in the past year. They've flown to at least 2 or 3 places and provided actual relief efforts. They spent their own money, they spent donated money on helping people that were affected by these natural disasters. And so they're an actual nonprofit organization. They actually will accept, Bitcoin donations and probably shitcoins too. And they're registered as a religion. They are a nonprofit, and it's real.
Wow. I was lucky enough to catch I Am Not Your Lawyer finally.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. I'm so happy I got to see that finally. But he doesn't there's no record of all these things, and I want to see the other ones. Okay.
I've heard rumors that the Stupotica website will be up again soon, spreading love in the universe. I look forward to seeing Stupotica. I was thinking of doing for April Fool's Day, just making Stupotica an actual clone of the Exotica software that only accepts Bcash.
It only has Roger Veer channel.
Yeah.
It's just his Bcash. Yeah, that's actually really funny. But just his Bcash. Roger Veer, featuring Roger. Raj.
And I'm pretty sure we're all still saying his name wrong, which is hilarious.
Isn't it Veer or is it
I
Veer?
heard him say his own name, and I was like, oh, you say it.
What is it?
It's not Ver, and it's not Ver.
It's Veer.
I think it's Veer.
It's
Is
Veer.
It Veer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I refuse to say it that way.
Yeah, it's Veer.
It's very uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable. Oh man. See, here's the thing that kind of makes me sad, and this doesn't matter. Bitcoin does have a community. I wish there was a fucking place in the universe where everybody can just get along, and you and Roger Veer could be friends, and you guys could benefit from being having a friendship and maybe be business partners or something like that. But it's not fucking ever gonna be the case. Bitcoin isn't fucking friendly. Everybody's actually there to fucking either promote themselves or take your money. No one gives a shit.
It depends on what angle you're looking at, man. Go to you'll see when you go to a conference, all these people that are fighting on Twitter, all these people that are badasses on Twitter, even me, they're all really nice. We're all actually pretty decent, nice guys and can get along pretty well. I have a feeling it's going to be a little different for me in the next one, because I am going to this roundtable thing.
Fucking famous now?
No, because I really did antagonize Roger, and I think I'm going to see him at the roundtable. So I'm kind of wondering how cordial we'll actually be.
So wait, so now you're admitting you antagonized him?
No, I'm admitting that he got. That would be probably a more appropriate way to put it. Yeah,
because I honestly I don't want to give you that credit.
We had a little battle, and in the end, he turned into a baby.
I don't really think you trolled him, to be honest. I don't think you went out for blood. Although it turned into blood, a very bloody event.
I did not troll him. I did not troll. I really did say Bcash by mistake, and it wasn't just so much by mistake as I just didn't care how I was saying.
It's fucking easier to say Bcash. It's easier to say.
And he just wanted a way to end the interview. He saw he only had so much time. He saw the time was getting close. He saw him getting painted into a corner, and he was just done. He just wanted.
I don't know. I think honestly, well, I said this. Maybe I said this to you, but I think he practiced that. Like, I think he was like he practiced giving you the finger like the night beforehand.
I
Like,
hope so.
I think he was like ready to do that, and that's
Yeah,
why
I
he
hope so,
came
'cause
out so
I
quickly.
practiced for him, so I hope he practiced for me.
I mean, that's not. It's not.
I
It's
didn't
good that you
practice
admit
dancing,
that.
though.
No, that was good. That's some good impromptu right there. But for the most part, like I do think that like he was getting ready for you to be an asshole, and that's why he reacted like you were being an asshole.
Yeah.
And you really weren't doing anything negative. Like,
It was really weird. Like I had been like, he doesn't. I don't think he looks at Twitter. I think he just tweets. But and I've been antagonizing him. You know.
oh, now for sure, 100%.
I've been criticizing him on Twitter for years. Right. This is not a new thing. No, not nowhere near as much as lately. But it's just not new. And the very first time, so I met him at the round table a year ago, I guess now. And there's some kind of reason that I needed to send him a message on Twitter. It was like a link to something. We were having a conversation, and I sent him a link in Twitter. And so we had a prior conversation from a year ago, and then so when I was like, oh shit, if I send him a message, maybe he's gonna like remember who I am or think I'm somebody worth talking to. Let me ask him to do an interview in a private message on Twitter. And he just said yes. I didn't give him any details. There was no pretext. There was no rules. There was nothing discussed at all. Just, hey, can we do a live interview? Sure, let's do it. And
But he knows you. I mean, like, and I said this before, like, when he fucked up like, he practiced all this shit beforehand. Like, he was going to say Stupatica.
Well, all of his,
he was gonna
all
give
of
you
his
the
party
finger.
lines are, you think he practiced Stupatica?
Yes. 100%.
I'm flattered then.
100%. He practiced that. Like, that was not, oh shit, this kitty doesn't have a tail. What the fuck? It's like, sometimes this shit blows my mind. Like, I actually like this game.
It doesn't even look like a cat. It looks like a seal.
It's got alien eyes, and exactly, dude. Like, this is probably worth fucking mad money. Not. Oh man.
CryptoKitties.
I don't mind it, man. I don't mind it.
Oh, so let's talk about
Is the stream
magical
still working?
crypto friends.
I feel like I am curious about this. Because here's what I thought it was. I thought
Why don't you pull that up?
I thought everybody was just like, oh, we're gonna just put MetaMask on all our shit.
When you mentioned that to me, that we're gonna get like, I think we're gonna get crypto chickens and crypto ponies, and I'm like, is he? I thought to myself, is he thinking about those cartoons that they're using as advertising?
Yes.
And I didn't ask you, but I already knew they were doing this show. They had announced it. They just didn't plaster it everywhere. But it was already announced that they were doing this.
Yeah, it's been announced like December, whatever. Yeah.
And so then I was like, I bet Devin thinks that's why.
Yeah,
and
I really wish you did
I never
tell me.
mentioned it to you. I forgot.
Okay. No, I kind of gave up that idea too for a bit, but I don't think it's a bad idea. Like, I really do like CryptoKitties. Like, not necessarily CryptoKitties itself.
I think when it's easy to do on Bitcoin, somebody like, for example, the Lightning Network is trolling. Have you heard of yours.org?
No.
Yours.org is this website put on by Ryan Charles, and he's basically this like big blocker, idiot that says dumb shit all the time. And he made he wanted to fix Reddit, and his way to fix, you can go to it, yours.org, if you want. His way to fix Reddit is basically to monetize, voting, and sort of like Steam it, I guess.
Like Steam it, yeah. Wait, not Reddit. What, yours?
He came up with the idea before Steam it, but Steam it executed it before he did.
Nice, good for Steam it.
And so now,
Steam it is pumping. By the way, I don't know if you noticed that. It is like my Steam it account quadrupled in value.
All of the thing about yours was it was supposed to be a Bitcoin thing.
How do you spell it?
Bitcoin. YOURS.
YOURS.com.
.org.
Oh. Well, that's why it's not going to...
Great domain, right?
Wow.
So he made this as like a way to fix Reddit using Bitcoin. But then Bitcoin got too expensive because he's trying to do microtransactions, and microtransactions are stupid in general.
10 cents a Bitcoin.
So then he switched to He made a big deal. He was like, oh, we've officially decided we're moving to Litecoin because Bitcoin is too expensive. And then he was like, oh, we're officially moving to Bitcoin Cash because I'm a fucking shill. and now it's Bitcoin Cash. So as a way to troll him, Lightning Network, one of their test implementations is called Y'alls.
Wait,
now
I've
go to
seen
Y'alls.
that. Yeah, I've seen the y'alls.org. Oh shit.
So they
okay.
basically like in a heartbeat recreated his whole baby, his project, and made it work with Lightning. And so they actually did microtransactions. No, with an S.
Y'alls. That's the best. I saw this. I just
So
didn't know what
now,
the fuck
so
it
they
was.
actually made his product better with less effort, way after he started.
That's so funny. So this is like his idea has been implemented twice better than he's done it.
Basically, yeah.
That's sick. Oh man. Y'alls. That's like, see, but y'alls.org, that's catchy. Like yours, like how do you spell yours?
Well, he wanted it to be like it's yours, man. It's your content. You're getting paid for it. It's all yours.
Y'alls. That's the greatest.
That's way better.
Fuck, dude. This
You can't beat the fucking meme line. You got to ride the.
Yeah, you gotta ride the memes, man.
Like, imagine if I had actually been offended about Stupotica.
I like that guy gave
We wouldn't have
gold.
we wouldn't have gotten beautiful T-shirts. We wouldn't have had time.
He gave me gold.
Yeah.
He gave me cash. Bitcoin Cash will eventually be called Bitcoin, and then eventually will be called Bitcoin or be called Cash. I like that.
Actually, you mentioned this. You were saying this to me before the one thing. What was the one thing you learned in Bitcoin? So
oh, though, just not to be impartial, like don't get emotional.
And I think Roger was a pretty good example of that.
I mean, it's a great example. Like but here's the thing that I don't know if I don't know if he's exempt from this idealistic like I can't ask Charlie Lee to be like ambiguous towards like cryptocurrencies. Like obviously he's gonna favor Litecoin over all the rest, and
That's
same
not
thing with
really
Fluffy.
that obvious. He just sold all his
Yeah, what the fuck is that about? Let's talk about that. Why like?
Look, I think that there are some people that feel some kind of obligation to report their holdings, their positions to the community sometimes. And the fact is that Charlie did quite often say, "I'm buying Litecoin at this price," or I think, he did make like kind of like statements like that publicly more than once. And so I think when he got to the point where he was just ready to sell it all, and it was enough money for him, and he wanted, that he told everybody that he sold it all. And I think that's all it was. I think him attaching a narrative, he attached a narrative to it about how it's like, this will make it so he can like work on Litecoin and talk about Litecoin without bias. I actually believe the opposite. I like it better for the developers to hold the coin. Makes a lot more sense to me, at least. And I don't know how much, I'm going to to be my next interview as far as I know.
I'm super excited about that. I really want to hear more from that dude.
It was supposed to be Peter Todd, but he kind of like disappeared on me. But I'm gonna try to interview Charlie, and I have a lot of questions, and he's someone I'm undecided about. He seems like a really nice guy, but he also he's always like taking the other side of the people. He's always like white knighting big blockers, and it's not that he just defends people, and I'm interested to see what he really thinks about some things.
Wow, Bitcoin is not doing so hot right now altogether.
What are we at?
Bitcoin's at 15.
Yeah.
15.
Well, let's put this into context. Bitcoin as at the price it was a week or two ago.
Yeah, like an hour or two ago.
It was nice at 18,000, but it was only like a week ago we were at 15.
Yeah, it's so wild. Is this gonna be like slow decline now?
We'll see.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I think everybody still wants the bubble to pop too bad. It can't pop yet.
I am not that desperate to see John McAfee eat his own dick, but at the same time, I think he might have to. I don't know. I don't know which one I want more. I don't want to see somebody eat their own dick.
I think what I really want is to see if he actually commits to it. That's all. I don't actually want to watch it. I just want to see. I want to see a world that exists where Bitcoin is worth as much as he thought it would be, and he has to say publicly, "Yes, I'm going to eat my dick," or "Yes, I'm not."
Yeah, we could give him a dick token, so he doesn't have to eat it, but
save McAfee's dick.
We can say that he ate it. Like it's just something that like we can all invest in. We can believe that he ate it. I don't know. Like $1 million is a lot. He said by next year it's gonna be $1 million.
2020, I think.
Oh, 2020. Yeah.
Yeah. He has some time.
That's okay. Give him some more time. Give him all the time he needs because I think he's
I think
gonna
it was by
beat
the
that
end
dick.
of 2020 was what it was, something like that. Yeah, the 2020s will be nice. We'll have the McAfee dick eating. We'll have the fluffy pony exit scam.
Yeah, I don't know. And see, that's the other thing that it's like. So Charlie Lee has now exited. Fluffy is very open that he is going to exit. I don't think people realize that this isn't a joke. He's a real person that needs to support his family, and that that this is a stupid fucking science experiment that people are buying money for no reason. So like 2023 sounds just about right. Like that's enough time for him to say that he had tenure with the Monero project and that he had a significant impact on it and can leave comfortably. Like without like the demons chasing him inside every night, going, "Why'd you scam all those fucking 13-year-olds?"
Well, the thing is about Charlie and about Fluffy is that Ricardo is his real name. Is that they do hold Bitcoin, or at least they claim to, or have claimed to. So it's not just about their pet coin; it's also about that like they believe in crypto in general, and they're probably going to hold Bitcoin forever. So they're all going to be just fine.
Yeah. I'm still a fan of Litecoin. I'm a fan of the centralization of development.
I think Litecoin is an interesting phenomenon. It's the only coin that is scam, and once in a while people will add the latest Bitcoin feature to it. And sometimes it just kind of feels like Bitcoin is programming for Litecoin.
Yes.
Like Litecoin is the real Bitcoin, not Bcash.
Because Litecoin, Litecoin
they got SegWit first, it's like. It's just funny. I'm not trying to pump Litecoin.
No, definitely not. I feel like disclaimer here. Like, I think that it's just
public
interesting.
Disclosure, bit by bit, holds 7.5. See.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, how much is it?
7.5. We're fucking loaded, man.
Oh, I thought it was much more than that.
What's that worth now? Yeah, because remember I said 75 by mistake. Because I'm an idiot.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But what's that right now, LTC? Like 300, 350?
300 right now. 305. I was just looking at it on GDEX.
Yeah, it's $2,200. It's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Thank you for the donation. Jesus Christ.
Well, it was a third of that when he gave it. So.
Yeah, that's wild. Well,
yeah.
I also feel like whoever did that probably like realized that like this is probably gonna pump, and that's why I'm giving it to you.
Maybe.
Which is very nice if that was the case, and
I mean, it had already pumped a little.
Maybe
they went from 40
not
to
that
100
much.
And something
Yeah,
something.
but not. Like, it had done that before though. Like Litecoin was going up and back and forth. I don't know why it pumped so much, but at the same time, I do think it's more valuable than Bcash.
I agree.
I'm not against Fluffy, and I'm not against Charlie Lee. I like that there's a face of the coin, and that you can point at an individual when you need something to change. Whereas like with Bitcoin, it's like we can't change it because no one's agreeing on anything. It's like,
well, it's kind of the point of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
you don't want it to be easy to change.
Yeah, but the thing is that like it's growing faster than the ability to change. So it's eventually you're gonna come up with other alternatives. I don't think Bitcoin Cash is the solution, but I do think that or even Litecoin or Monero or any of these, I don't think that's the solution. I think that we're like years away from the real solution to this, and people probably.
I don't know. I mean, we have solutions, man. We talked about scaling solutions to what? We have scaling solutions. They're improving the optimization, the efficiency. They're always improving Bitcoin all the time.
Yeah.
Like, people just want them to work harder and faster and harder and faster, and it's just. Hey,
well,
man,
people want them to.
There's a lot of work to do.
But there's a lot of drama too, though. Like you can't. It's very difficult to sift through the drama and the work because the drama is what fuels the work. Like you need to have the drama. You need to have there to be some kind of discourse for them to come to a conclusion that they need to have development going one way or another. So like
the problem is that like I agree with you that like
it's the same reason why Litecoin benefits.
The pot is what makes Bitcoin stronger.
Yeah.
And all this, but it gets a little bit convoluted when you have like Roger just like lying and lying and lying, and you end up moving the whole, I guess, Overton window, and you end up pulling the middle away from reality, and so people start trying to like solve problems that aren't even real problems. That's the problem.
Honestly, I don't know how much I'm scared of that dude, man. At first I thought he was just kind of like naive maybe, but I didn't realize that he's just very conscientious of exactly how he's being perceived in most cases, and like probably has his hand in a lot of pockets that will promote his message.
Yeah, I can't tell whether he's just a scammer, but either way, he's not really all that helpful.
I lost a lot of respect for Coinbase after this whole thing as well too. Like for a while I was very interested in Coinbase, but like now it seems like they are just a Bcash pumping machine. Like if you look at the price chart, I love this, man. Right when Bcash debuted, they halted all their trading. Like there's this huge
they halted it like at the top, and then they were printing this like top price of 9,000 or whatever, and it was getting shared on the media, and it was screenshotted.
Yeah,
it's like.
Yeah, and then they just left it. It's like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? You know you're the only indicator of what price is for this type of shit. So, like, why would you, like, even... And they also deleted, like, weeks of data prior to that. Like, I don't think you can see your Bitcoin transactions up until, like, the 12th.
Somebody was saying they couldn't load old data.
Yeah, like, there's a huge missing... There's a huge missing spot in, like, all the data now. Like, I'm not trading on fucking GDAX.
And Twitter deleted all my fucking data for, like, the 3 busiest days I ever had. The 3 days of Roger interview and the days after, Twitter just like deleted all my analytic data.
You got banned from Twitter?
No, like if I go into analytics and I look at those,
it's probably an outlier or something like that. You should contact them. That's weird that they would just cut it out. You broke up in the middle of that sentence too. I don't know if you're still talking.
I wasn't. No.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you want to cover here?
No, I guess we can wrap it up. I mean, CryptoKitties is dead. Ethereum network has died because of it, and also now won't be able to be resurrected.
Remember when Ethereum was like Coinbase's little baby, and Ethereum was gonna remember the flippening, and everybody was scared that Ethereum was gonna take over, and now we're like talking about whether or not even people give a shit about CryptoKitties.
Well, Ethereum did kind of take over. Like we have to, it did. Like
it didn't though. It was a pump. It was a narrative.
No, but like companies are implementing Ethereum blockchain technology left and right.
No, they're not. They're saying they are.
No, like Microsoft's doing it, Oracle's doing it.
So who's using Microsoft Ethereum blockchain?
I'm not saying that people are going to use it, but other large companies
are all
talk.
It's all.
Doesn't matter though. Look, we understand the difference here, but like most people don't. Most companies that want to get. But Ethereum did take over. The ICO fucking space blew up. That's all Ethereum.
It didn't have to be on Ethereum.
Okay, but it is. It could have been on Bitcoin, but it's not. It could have been Counterparty, but it wasn't. Like it was Ethereum.
No,
it was Ethereum
the ICO thing was a definite phenomenon, but that seems to have faded as well.
Yeah, because people realized that you could just fork the fucking blockchain. You don't even have to make a fucking. You don't even have to make a coin.
That's fading too, man. I think all these things you think taking. They're all going to burn out way faster than you realize.
I think that there's going to be way more forks.
I actually think I think that you're just going to see bullshit forks from now on that nobody gives a shit about.
Well, what about all the services that are on blockchain? Like, what about Tyrion? Like, is Tyrion on Bitcoin or not?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Because I thought it was on Bitcoin, but
Tyrion is on Bitcoin, but TNT is on Ethereum.
Oh, okay. Because so, like, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to implement like Tyrion Cash? Or like Counterparty, like are they gonna do like Counterparty Cash or whatever? Like why not?
They can't. They don't need. The well, man. I
but
guess
why not just double your fucking value?
If the fees are too high, I wonder how the fees are affecting Tyrion. That's actually.
I'm sure it's affecting.
I need to interview fucking Wayne.
You look at first of all, we already know exactly what's gonna happen. Wayne's gonna put this shit on Bcash. Like it's not even a question. Wayne, sorry, I love you, dude, but even though I have no idea who you are. But you're gonna fucking do this. Don't lie to us. We know you're doing it. Everybody else is gonna do it. So, just
maybe he'll put it on Litecoin.
Nah, fuck that, dude. They would. He would already been done that.
What he should be doing is he should be do it with SegWit or Lightning.
Bcash,
but actually, it's a special case for him because he needs actual. I don't know. That's interesting. I want to talk.
I mean, I bet you Tyrion exists already in that facet. Like, why wouldn't it? All you have to, it's the same code. You didn't change anything. It's still
in the
Tyrion.
end, you can use any blockchain, but you want to use a blockchain that is immutable.
But Tyrion, Tyrion
definitely need an immutable blockchain for what he's doing.
Tyrion
so you can't use Ethereum.
But it's still running on the same. It's the same exact. There's nothing different about the blockchain except that it's just at a point split. Like the Tyrion code itself is identical. And all it would have to be identical. Just maybe change. Yeah.
Actually, yeah. No, but any blockchain he chooses, even if you can go back in history and refer to a different blockchain than he's using now and be sure, he can't use any blockchain that doesn't have immutability, because that's the whole reason he's using one. Is that so he can prove the timestamp and that the information will never change. So he can't really use Ethereum for that because Ethereum does change. So
well, he's already doing a TNT token, so it's not about Ethereum. It's about whether or not he can use
the TNT
Bcash.
Token is centrally managed anyway. So using Ethereum is not a big deal. It's fine because it's centrally managed anyway. If Ethereum dies, he can just reissue the tokens on some other blockchain. Because it's centralized and people can just come right to him to claim them. It's manageable. But as far as him hashing timestamps to a blockchain, he kind of really needs it to be immutable. So he can't ever switch to Ethereum for that. And I don't know that he'd be.
But we're not saying Ethereum. We're talking about Bitcoin Cash. And
I don't think he could switch to Bitcoin Cash either. It's too new.
Why is it? It's not new. It has 9 years of fucking data.
No, it's a whole new network, man. It has 9 years of software development.
Well,
and they already undid part of it, so like they're really just breaking things. They're not actually like developing.
But they have the miners and they have the database. And that's all you really need.
It's new and it's not reliable. Like you don't know when your Bitcoin Cash. Like most exchanges, they want like 10+ confirmations for a Bitcoin Cash deposit.
How am I? Because if I'm on Tyrion though, how am I going to be able to do a Tyrion transaction or whatever the fuck it is without? If I want to use Bitcoin Cash, how am I going to do it without an exchange?
You're not. He's not going to change to Bitcoin Cash.
I bet you $1 million he does. If I had $1 million, I'd literally.
Yeah, I was gonna say, show me $1 million.
But if I did though, I would. I'd be like, yo, I bet you $1 million he's gonna do this. I would invest. I don't know how to do this, but I would invest in Tyrion right now because Tyrion is going to fork.
You would think that you could buy TNT tokens to invest in them.
No. Oh, I guess so. I could just do. I don't know. Whatever. Like.
Because TNT tokens don't represent the company's profitability.
I should have just bought Tyrion before the fork. Because that means I'll have Tyrion Cash.
No, because Tyrion doesn't exist on Bitcoin.
I want Tyrion Cash.
Tell Wayne, he'll give it to you.
I don't know, man. I don't know how this stuff works. But what about like Counterparty? Like Counterparty can why not just throw Counterparty on Bitcoin Cash?
I don't see why you couldn't.
And just triple your fucking value all of a sudden.
Counter Cash. Bitcoin Party.
I mean, what would be the difference anyway? It wouldn't even be like a line of code. It's the same code. There's nothing different about it.
This might be a pretty good idea. Are you ready to scam, man? Because if you want to scam, what we can do is
go on GitHub.
We can start a whole new wave of ICO on Bitcoin Cash. And we can put Counterparty on Bitcoin Cash, call it something totally new, and make it sound like we reinvented the wheel. And we can get Roger behind us. Roger will pump ICOs on Bitcoin Cash, something Bitcoin doesn't have.
Yeah.
And we can.
I'm down with that.
I could be a good scammer if I wanted to. But
you have to just say I could be a really good businessman if I wanted to, but I just don't want to do business right now. But maybe I will be doing business soon.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll be as good a businessman as Roger Ver.
Yeah, I think so. Oh man, someone just say something? I don't think so.
All right, let's end this.
Yeah, let's end. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in the stream. Really appreciate it. Where can people find you, Johnny?
I am Bitcoin.
I'm not gonna call you that anymore. Sorry.
Bitcoin Eralog on Twitter. Everybody, I think, listening already knows. But yeah, Bitcoin Eralog Twitter, your Uncle Muscles. We have a Bit by Bit. Again, let's remind everybody we have a bitbybit.tv where you can find the links to all our shit. You please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we need more subscribers there. Donate if you want to see us use your money to do more dumb shit. And that's all I got to say.
And that's it. I think also on my behalf. Go to bitbybit.tv.
Plug Monero Apparel and all
Go
that
to
shit.
buy the T-shirt from bitbybit.tv and go to moneroapparel.com to buy that T-shirt. And then
bye,
we'll
guys.
benefit. Bye, everybody. Have a good one. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.